So we're finna go in and get my hair done. So this episode is sponsored by Glam R US Root Stimilzing Oil. So I use this on my head. Tina, can you tell them explain to them about this root stimilzing oil, how to use it, and why you came up with this product?
Well, first off, I came up with this product for my client that was suffering from alopecia. And at that time, she was 25 years old. She's now 30. But here is when I first started using the product. This is about 4 to 5 weeks of growth, and this is the last part of it when I just closed it back up and did a protective style. Now she has a head full of hair. She get any kind of style she wants, and that spot has filled all the way in. So basically,
it's so good, it's so right, it's so nice. Let's have some fun now. It's so good, it's so right, it's so nice. Let's have some fun now. We're on a ride. Take a trip down memory lane.
No early mornings, just late nights. No school tomorrow, so it's alright. Remember living every day to see the weekend. But when the summer came, every day was weekend. Flashback of those days in the summer shade, drinking on that Kool-Aid that your mama made. Giving God all the glory for the passing grades. No summer school, so vacation cool. Can't swim, but you still gonna hit the pool. One rule, parents make you go to Sabbath school. Stayed up late, now you sleeping in Sunday school. Lipstick on your cheek, yeah, we know who did it. Grandma showing you love cause you really need it. Sunday dinner at her crib and you better not miss it. Macaroni, collard greens, and that cornbread. Fried everything, so everybody fed.
It's so good, it's so right, it's so nice. Let's have some fun now. We're on a ride. Take a trip down memory lane. Take a trip down memory lane. Take a trip down memory lane.
I took a trip down memory lane, y'all. I wouldn't change a thing.
More people in the park than a mega church today. Ribs on the grill, lemonade in the shade. Lil' buddy showing off, crossover fade away. Auntie and uncle running, kitty on the spades. Styrofoam cup, sneaking liquor in my place. And big mama catch, she gon' tell you in your face. My God is good and my God is so great. It's seed time of harvest, Jesus is the only way. No school tomorrow, man, I'm about to stay out late. Street lights on, mama screaming in that face. John Madtime, EA Sports was the thing. The holy fear of God had me scared to join the game. Plus my folk that spell rod in that word I would train. Love conquers all, so I'm loving hate away. Sunday night almost over and it's been a great day. No murders at the park and plenty souls say today.
It's so good, it's so right, it's so nice. Let's have some fun now. We're on a ride. Take a trip down memory lane. Take a trip down memory lane. Take a trip down memory lane.
I took a trip down memory lane, y'all. I wouldn't change a thing.
It's so good, it's so right, it's so nice. Let's have some fun now. We're on a ride. Take a trip down memory lane. Take a trip down memory lane. Take a trip down memory lane.
I took a trip down memory lane, y'all. I wouldn't change a thing.
Hey, so welcome to the Legal Side Hustle. And today I have my loctician. She do more unlocks. Well, we finna just dig in to the whole thing as far as just her side hustle. And we're finna take y'all on the journey. So if y'all want to let you introduce yourself.
hi, my name is Santina Goodwin. I'm the owner of Glam R US Hair Salon in Midfield. I have been in business almost 9 years.
9 years. Okay. So let's go down memory lane. How did you discover that you had a gift to do hair? Like, how do you stumble upon like, hey, I'm good at this?
Well, pretty much growing up, my mom always throw like big ponytails on my head, like in plaits, and I hated it. So I started practicing on myself first. Then, when my sister thought that I was good enough to braid her hair, she was always creative with trying different braid styles. So I pretty much learned how to braid on her first. That was like my live baby doll, and she had very pretty long hair, so she always wanted to try new things, so I always tried it. So basically the hair trend always like repeat itself. So for instance, like the Alicia Keys braids that's popular now, I was doing that back then, like before Parker High School. I was at Washington Middle. My sister was already trying that kind of styles. So it's like, for me, when they bring up new things, now they just put a different name on it, but it's all the same. We have done that before.
It true, you just did some finger waves like a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that back in, or is it?
Finger waves been back in.
Okay, been back in.
They pretty much like saying soft waves. It's just breaking the waves up, but same thing.
Okay, so your sister, when she felt like you was good enough to do her hair, she started letting you do her hair.
Right.
Okay, so when did you start doing other people's hair outside your sister?
Basically, when her friends saw it.
Okay.
Then I started doing everybody hair in the neighborhood.
Word of mouth.
Yeah. So as time went on, the family started seeing it, and the more people started coming, then my mama was like, "Hey, look, give me $20." So that's when I first learned. Okay, well, it's kind of like paying booth rent back then. She's saying, okay, every day you have somebody here, I want $20. You put all this hair over my house, I want at least $20. So that was good back then. $20, you couldn't beat it.
Okay, so that was your, so hold on, this was just strictly word of mouth. You wasn't advertising that you was doing it at all. It was like just word of mouth.
Just word of mouth, pretty much. Because, you know, we didn't, back then, we had internet, but it was like the dial-up. You remember that?
AOL?
AOL, yeah, it was like AOL, so it was like dial-up. So then we had like prepaid minutes with, what it was? PowerTel. So you be like, hold on, I gotta put my minutes on my phone, my customers gonna be calling. So that's when I knew I could pass out the number, but I had to keep them minutes on there. You get $10. I think you got like 100 minutes or something.
So you get the free night and weekend?
No, you know you was on that prepaid.
Oh,
that $10 card back then.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I used to keep my little $10 loaded up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get 20 because it's the summertime. They might be blowing me up. Hey, so it was on.
Alright, so when do it get to the point that you like, hey, I got a business, like I need to take this further, like?
So as time went on, then I was at Parker High School. So I went to Miss Drake, and I was like, well, can I shadow? She was a cosmetology teacher back then. So well, can I shadow to see if I actually want to do this? So as the next semester came in, so I think that was like my 11th grade year. I didn't take it my first semester. I did it my second semester. And I was like, man, I should have got in here my first semester. That's why I would have had the 11th and the 12th. But I got in the second semester, and I loved it. And so when I got out of high school, I kind of was kind of like undecided because I had got pregnant with my 22-year-old. I had got pregnant with her in the 12th grade right before graduation. So at first I was going to go off to school. But my talent was hair. I just knew how to do hair. So then that was like my second option. I'm like, I got to take care of my baby. So boom, I jumped straight in. Went to Lawson for cosmetology, finished, and probably like 3 months after I finished, I started working at a shop on 3rd Avenue West, and I think at that time it was called Be Unique. Okay. So somebody my sister knew, she was like, you can get a booth here. So I just went there for a minute. So
back then, what was booth rents hitting for back then?
I think she charged me like $75. It was like $75 a week. It wasn't much.
So what's the rate now of booth?
Starting rate can be like $150, $175.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on the low end. A lot of shops charging like $225, $250. It just all depends on the location where you at.
Okay, so after you went through that right there, so you got in that booth.
Right.
How was your clientele, and how was things going for you when you first got in?
Well, you know, it was a trial and error. You know, I was trying to build. And so it got to the point where I said, well, hey, I got to take care of my baby. Even though I had a mate, you know, which is my husband, we weren't married then, but I had a mate, but I still was saying I want to make my own way. I want to have my own money too. I didn't want to just depend on him. So I ended up getting like a part-time job and did hair part-time just to have the steady check coming in while I was building my clientele.
Okay. So which one would you say was your side hustle?
Well, every job I had, I hated it. So I would say the part-time job, I mean, I hated it. I just did it. So my side, yeah, that was my side hustle, the part-time job.
So your part-time
every job I had, I done quit. Yeah.
So you quit before you got fired, or you just?
No, I never been fired.
So you
I'm
just
gonna take
quit.
it serious while I'm there, but I ain't gonna say I quit. After so long, I'm gonna get bored with it. So then I put it in a notice, and I just still.
So you trying to tell me?
Hair.
You trying to tell me you put in a notice on all them jobs? You just leave and
Every
just,
job I had, I done put it in a notice. Every job I done had.
What was the reason you put a notice in?
I put a 2-month notice in before I opened up my shop. Because I already know in my mind, I said, I can't.
So they over there talking about they wouldn't even show up. They were like, forget that 2-week notice.
Yeah.
So
But every job I had, I done put in a notice.
okay. So you say you put in even a 2-month notice?
2-month notice on my last job when I was at UAB.
But
But one thing about it, I would say, I always been interested in dentistry and I always been interested in hair. So to backlash off of that, or to say, when I got into dentistry, and I, you know, as the time went on throughout the course, I found out the first dentist was barbers.
okay.
So it's all the same anatomy. So I passed it, like aced it.
Hold on. The first dentist
With
was
barbers, they call them barber surgeons. So you can go to the barber shop back then and get your tooth pulled.
So is that why the chairs look similar?
Everything is the same. The chairs let back with the head rest. Everything pretty much the same. Even yeah, all of the same and the same anatomy. Just like if you was going to school for nursing, it's the same anatomy. So you have to learn all of that still, even though it's a trade.
So what caught your interest? Like, at what point did you decide, let me go to school for dentistry?
Well, actually, I went to school for dental assistant because I always been interested in being a hygienist. But the state of Alabama, only hygiene program they have is at Fortis now. Fortis probably been in business, I don't know, I would say 3 years before I got out the dentistry field. So I was like, I wasn't sure of how accredited that school was, so I didn't go for hygiene there. So the next school was Wallace, and it was the traveling back and forth that I was like worried about. So I didn't really go any further besides just dental assistant. You can get like, you could have did like apprentice where your dentist like sponsors you on the job, but I never found an office to sponsor me, so I was just only at UAB as a dental assistant.
Oh, so when you put your 2-month notice in, it was there.
Yeah, UAB.
Okay.
I used to work at UAB School of Dentistry. I did that for like 4 years, but I still always did hair part time as well.
And so y'all that's tuned in, don't know where we at. We are in Birmingham, Alabama. I say Birmingham because that's the closest city y'all might know. So now you have your walkers until you actually get in your own salon.
Well, when I was working at UAB, I was working in the shop on Bethel Superhighway, Andre Moore.
That's where I met you at.
Yeah, so Mr. Moore pretty much let me do whatever I wanted to do. So I had like a whole suite about the size. It was just like, I think I had like 2 chairs in there. And so I had like 2 dryers. Matter of fact, I had bought those dryers from you.
Sure did.
Sofa seats.
Sure did.
So it's pretty much with my own space. And I had a door where I can come and go as I please. Well, one particular day, Mr. Moore was like, he needed that side for renovation. He was going to do something. He wanted me to move out back into the open area where all the other barbers and stuff was. Well, I hadn't got so comfortable being in my own space, coming to go as I please. I said, Mr. Moore, you know what? I'm just going to find my own space. He was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want to jump out there. I said, well, you know, Mr. Moore, I understand that.
He trying to keep that money coming.
I said, I don't think I want to go back out there and like, you know, with all the male barbers and stuff. They was cool and I enjoyed working with them or whatever, but I had just got so content with my own space. So me and my client was just there. It was just me and them, like one-on-one. So I enjoy that. So even when it comes to me booking clients now, I never have people sitting on top of each other, like stacked waiting. It's like I like to give my client my own attention, one-on-one, not rushing. When one leaving, one coming. So I just liked it. So eventually I just started looking around, and one day God just told me to turn this corner, and I turned in the same parking lot where I'm located at now, and it was a for rent sign. I went home and prayed about it. The next day I told my husband about it. I kept praying about it. Next thing you know, my husband came back like a week later. He said, hey, I went around up to that place and I put a deposit down. And I said, you did? He was like, yeah. He said, so I'm going to go ahead and start finding you some salon stuff. I was so happy. So I went back to work. I didn't even have, like, I would say I probably had a good enough clientele to, you know, contribute, but it wasn't good enough that I thought that I could live off of. So what I did, I didn't worry about it. I just kept my faith. So I went in there to the office. I didn't have no business plan, no nothing. I haven't even purchased my business license. Nothing. I hadn't done nothing. No shop supplies, no nothing. I went in there and I said, hey, Miss Carol, I said, can I put in a notice? She's like, what kind of notice? I said, like a 2-month notice or something. She said, 2 months? What do you mean 2 months? I said, because I plan on the way it has came to me, I'm going to be ready in 2 months. God told me this. And she was like,
Big
what?
faith.
You gonna open up a shop? She said, you think you can live off that? I said, God told me this.
Come on.
I said, not.
Big faith. Come on.
I said, not me. I said, God told me I'm gonna be ready in 2 months. I said, so I want to put a notice in. I put in a 2-month notice, and it went from there.
Big faith. So
Yeah.
So now you're in the building. So a lot of people that's watching this, that's interested in getting in their own salon, they don't understand the pros and the cons, because a lot of times they'll just see the pros, they'll see the money, they'll see. But can you give like what have been some of the challenges like you have faced, like coming here? Like like right now I know it's a place next door that they do they do braid. Right. So coming into a spot and somebody do like, did you have any challenges with like the salon next door or anything like that?
Well, I would say this, how I look at it, I feel like I'm not in a competition
With nobody. Come on now.
So I'm not worried about no competition, because I don't look at things like that. I mean, me personally, if I can't get a person, I would refer them to the next style just because I'm not available. I mean, it's money to be made for everybody. I'm not looking at it like that. So I don't say, oh, well, she better than me, or I'm sending my money away. No. I mean,
so we don't compete.
No, I don't compete.
We complete whatever this guy told us. So, but for you to bring that up, did the person next door feel like it was competition or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, she's she's an African, and so they feel like American women shouldn't braid at all.
Huh.
So that was my biggest problem. Like, her like being. Well, I really don't want to speak bad on her, but she's like trying to steal my clients and stuff. But, it is what it is. I prayed about it, and eventually I didn't have to say nothing to her. I mean, it stopped on its own, pretty much, because what's for you was for you. So can't nobody take that away from you. So
what's the difference between somebody just renting a booth from somebody and you actually being a salon owner now? What's the difference?
I would say the difference between a person renting a booth and a salon owner, whether these people pay you booth rent or not, you're still responsible for everything. So, yeah. I would say some of the cons of being a business owner, even when you slow, even when your business is slow, you still got to pay your overhead costs to keep running.
Still got to pay. So give them some, like, what's some issues that you have ran into, like you having to take care of your own, like what's some of the expenses that you actually face that can be big?
Well, I would say if you're not buying your building and you're renting, make sure you go over your lease and understand it to the best of your knowledge, even if you have to get a lawyer to like read it, because I would say I'm happy that I'm in a month-to-month lease now, because that's a better option for somebody, because you don't know if you want to stay in that location forever. Sometimes you can get tied into commercial contracts. They will lock you in for 3 years. So make sure that you read your contract.
So that's good. So that's a tip right there. Month to month. If you can get a month to month, that is sweet. I know they, like she said, they usually tie you in.
Yeah, but that really comes after a long term.
Okay.
Because not really, they're not right off the bat gonna give you a month to month. I've been here, like I say, almost 9 years, and for the past couple of years, I've been on month to month. But you got to think about how long we have done business, so we done built a business relationship.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's the importance of streams of income?
What's the importance
of streams? Like you just
different
don't, yeah, different streams of income. Cause you just don't have this one. And you didn't. I done seen you do some hustles over the years.
Yeah.
We done did some hustles together. So what's the importance of having several, not just one?
Well, I would say, you know, as being a hairstylist, you do have your slow. Well, me personally, I have a slow season. To me, wintertime is slower for me versus summer. Because summer, I mean, I mean, everything's always going on in the summertime. So, you know, women, they love to change their hair. Oh, I'm going here, I'm going to this party. They're going to take down their hair fast. In wintertime, people sit in the house. They going to work, but they, you know, they more so sit in the house because it's cold. You know, they're going to hold on to their style a little longer. Summertime, they ready to go. So, yeah. The same customer's going to come back quick. Girl, I'm finna go to this party. I want to change this style. They always switching in the summer. More traveling as well. So I make most of my money in the summertime versus the winter months.
So that was a problem I ran into when I was selling women hair. The bundles, it was like, it's so much change that take place. It's like inventory is really what got me. It's like you had to have man, and they want it right then.
Oh yeah, they're gonna go back find it somewhere else right then if you don't have it on hand. So I think that's, like I say, when it comes to hair, I think it's wise to have another source of income just to back you up when you do have your slow time.
Okay, so what's some of the what are some of the other incomes you have, what or products or whatever you do to create another stream whenever it's slow?
Well, this past year it's the first time I ever got another steady stream of income, which is I work with mental kids. So I enjoy doing their hair.
That's a whole play right there.
Yeah. So another side hustle I would have, I would say that's part of my career, dealing with the kids. I really love going over there with them. So I wouldn't say that's a side hustle. I love it. But my side hustle is my hair products.
Okay, we're gonna say that's another stream. So another stream is, like she said, with the kids. Another stream is with the hair products. Okay.
So my line consists of a hair growth oil, a beard oil, a shampoo. I'm working on a conditioner. I also have a hair grease.
Like, what was the let me create product? Like, how do that even work in your head to say, let me go and create me a product?
So about 5 years ago, I have a client that was suffering with alopecia. And so I just was thinking one day after she left, and I was like, you know what? I said, I'm just gonna try to mix some up and try it on her and see what it works. So when she came back maybe like 2 months later, because I had did some braids on her. And I left the crown because her hair was bald in the crown, so I left. There was nothing I could do, so I only braid the outside perimeter and cover it up. And I was like, I'm just gonna try it so it don't, you know, it don't hurt to try. So when she came back 2 months later, I said, hey, I made this hair oil. I said, after we do these braids this time, I was wondering if would you try it and just see what it worked. I said, and if you start seeing any progress, just take pictures for me. So about 3 weeks passed. She was like, Tina. She texted me. She said, Tina, exclamation mark. And I was like, hey. And she was like, girl, I got some fuzz. And I was like, fuzz? I said, send me a picture. So she sent me the picture. So as time went on, about 5 weeks, it had like, you know, it had a little stubby hair, like it was growing up off the scale. I was like, okay. So keep in mind, when she still had that spot, I had asked her, can I take a picture? Because we had mentioned, I said, I'm going to make some up, but I want you to try it. So even though when she came back, I reminded her of it. She was like, yeah, okay. So I been had this first picture back here. It's on the wall. I already had that in my phone.
All right, so I see the picture. So that's
Yeah.
the first picture on the wall.
Right.
Okay.
So I had that picture in my phone already. So when she came back, like I said, I reminded her or whatever. Hey, you remember I said I was gonna make some up and I want you to try? She was like, sure. So when I got done, I pretty much did the same. She got the same style every time because she really couldn't get nothing else. So she like I say, she tried she tried it and had the little fuzz growing, and she was sending me little pictures. So when she came back to her 6-week appointment, that was pretty much the last picture.
6 weeks.
Yeah, she came back in 6 weeks, and she was like, I wonder, can you grip it? And I was like, well, I don't think we need to put no tension on it yet. I said, but let's just cover it back up. You know what I'm saying? So on this picture, you can see the growth of how much it had grown in 6 weeks. But I just closed it back up with a net and still did the same style. So if you want to go over there and zoom in on it so they can see it.
I'm gonna post that up there. Okay.
So, and it pretty much went from there. So
This 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
So she had been going. So what kind of treatment has she been getting before you even much did that to her?
Well, it wasn't a treatment. It was my stimulating hair growth oil.
Yeah. So, but have anybody ever attempted to try to? And they
She was going to the dermatologist.
And they what they were doing was not working.
It wasn't working at all. It wasn't working at all.
So after you saw that it caused her hair to grow, what's going on in your head now?
I was like, maybe I should try it on some other people.
Maybe you should.
So we pretty much were having a pop-up shop coming up like in 2 weeks. Basically, I gave away samples. I gave away samples at the pop-up shop. So I think I had made up maybe like 60, and at that time my father-in-law said I should have did more, but I didn't. I just did like 60, and people was coming back asking for it. Hey, I put this oil on my baby head, it's growing. Oh, I put this on my spot, it's growing. You know, adults and different adults and kids, everybody like who I had gave those samples for. I would say out of that 60 bottles, I probably had 30 to come back and ask for some more. Well, I was like, well, I don't have a sample, but I started off like a $10 bottle.
Those are good numbers right there.
Which was, I want to say, was it 4 ounces? So I was giving away the 4-ounce bottles for $10 at the time, because I really wanted to get my name out. So I was spending more on the product than what I was making. I was pretty much just giving it away, but I wanted my product just to get out there.
So that's the Glam It Grow, that's the root stimilizer oil, right?
Right.
Okay, so after you did the root stimilizer oil, what was the next product you like, let me go ahead and do?
The beard oil.
Beard oil, okay.
Because it's the same ingredients besides the fragrance.
So now she done created 2 products from that one. So what came next?
My shampoo.
The shampoo.
Yep. So it's a detox shampoo. So it helps remove buildup. So I like to use it on, my clients that have locks or braids or had a weave up for a while.
Okay. So she just gave y'all to play on white. Basically that's she just created her own product. What I like about product is that product don't talk back.
Right.
When you dealing with people, or you renting out booths, you deal with a lot of different issues can happen when you dealing with people. But when you dealing with product gonna do exactly what you tell it to do. So let's go, cause what you did with the children that you're talking about when you're doing hair for like children, that was that move that you made to even get that was different from just the normal path that people take to actually do hair. Usually they'd be like, let's go into a salon, let's do this. But could you give them that route that they can actually take that's not just the regular route? Cause that's a different whole route.
You talking about with the kids?
With the kids, yeah.
First off, you gotta have patience, because dealing with those kids, if you don't have no patience, I mean, it's not gonna work. Period. You especially, you got to think about it, they have mental disorders. So if you are impatient with kids, it's like a regular 2-year-old. Think about that. as kids being 14 to 15 years old. They can't sit still. So you really gotta have patience.
So how did you brand that? Yeah.
Was one day I was just at home and I was wondering, like, what else can I do just to get me out the shop for a little while? You know, I don't want to stay away too much, but just to get me out of the shop for a little while I would still enjoy it, because I know at that time it was slow. It was the winter time, and like I said, a lot of stylists I know go and get jobs in the winter time. But like I say, every job I have had, it was easy for me to get bored. And by this to me, in my mind, if I find something doing hair that I enjoy, I'm still gonna love doing it, because I feel like this is not work. Like, I can do this all day long and not be tired. I might say my feet hurt from standing all day, but just mentally tired while like, oh, I hate this place. No, I don't feel like that. I mean, I just feel like it's not a job. I just love doing hair, so this is my passion, so it don't bother me. It don't bother me at all. So
So I just heard this dude the other day, he said he's in welding school. And I said, how you discover that you want to do welding? He said, I love fire. I said, what do you mean I love? How did you discover you love fire? He said, when I was 3 years old, I put gasoline in the bathtub and threw a match in it, and I almost burnt down the whole house, burnt my hand up and everything. I said, you ain't learn a lesson from that? Like, nah, I just wanted to mess with fire more. So he was like, but by him being a welder, when he go to work, he gonna love it. Ain't gonna feel like work, because he love fire. So what you just said right there made me think about that.
That's
right
how
there.
I feel about hair. So I was at home and I was like, well, so I was debating between elderly people versus kids. Well, I love kids. I'm not saying I don't love elderly people, but I was thinking in my mind, I was like, what if they're probably laying, what if some of them are bedridden but still need their hair done? Or what if they're like my grandma? To me, I thought I was getting down doing my grandma hair, and she'll say,
Yeah, say what they
she'll say, curl this back over. I don't like this. And I was like, Grandma, what do you mean? You know? But in my mind, I was just like, to me, an older grandma could easily hurt my feelings.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Older people get to age, they can say whatever they want to
yes,
say.
I felt like I was gonna be intimidated by an older person. Well, I said these kids, they're gonna be easy to please. So that's why I leaned that way towards kids. They could have been just kids in a facility. They didn't have to be mental. They could have just been kids. I would just enjoy it, because at first I tried to get into children's hospital. They had a position open for a hairstylist, but it was for, I think it was something like the surgeon department. It was like basically cutting their hair, preparing them for surgery. But the job got filled so fast. I think I would enjoy that too, because it was like the trauma unit. That's what it was. And these kids like had cancer. And I seen the posting on Children's Hospital website.
So it's different. It's different innovative ways.
Yeah, it's different fields.
Tell them about
the checking tool. You know.
So like with the government contracts, they'll do something with the prisons and stuff like that you can. Yeah. So have you ever had a situation that you could have gotten and did hair and like to cut the hair at the prisons and stuff like that?
Well, actually, when I first got my barbering license back in 2016, I seen a job posting, the one at Montgomery. I can't think of the name of it, but it's a prison down in Montgomery. So I had applied for the job. Well, I'm at home. Me and my husband was at home this particular day, and they was calling me. And so it pulled, back then you had the house phone. So they was calling the house phone. I said, that's the prison calling. My husband scared me so bad. He was like, all right, you gonna get in there on the phone and rape the hell out of you. So I was like, what you mean? I said, you don't think I should call him back? The lady had left a little voicemail, so me call her back. And he was like, yeah, you go in there, all right, them people gonna rape the hell out of you. I was like, he was like, don't go in there. I was like, you don't think I should? I said, it's just cut hair. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have security. He was like, all right. So he scared me so bad that I hate I let him talk me out of it. Because that really could have been a great experience.
That was a lick right there. You just doing bald head. So how much you would have got doing bald heads?
I think whatever it was like a salary job, because it was state.
Oh, okay.
So back then I can't really remember how much it was.
So right now, what would you charge?
I would have had to travel, daily for the job. from here because I didn't, of course I live in Birmingham. The job was in Montgomery, and he was like, "Yeah, gonna be going down there wasting your time. And people gonna be feeling all on your watch." I was like,
All right, so where do you see yourself? What's next? I'm gonna say, what do you see next?
actually, I see myself being an instructor.
Okay.
So right now, I'm not leaning towards a school right now. What I'm gonna do right now, well, what I'm doing right now, I have my first student, which is my daughter.
Hey.
So I just got her working up under me, and we're gonna see how it goes. So I plan on having more working up under me. So that's my next step. See how this go, and eventually open up my own school.
Okay. So I like that. So is it possible to actually create digital course in this field? I know people they got school lined up,
Yeah.
but is it possible to create a digital course that people can actually buy, that you can actually help them prepare for school?
Well, I actually thought about doing like different hands-on styles.
Ah, that's fine.
And
that's fine.
creating them, for classes as well, like how to braid,
Huh.
how to start locks. I mean, how to do different twist styles that's popular now. So I actually have thought about that.
I'll be able to grab some of that footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I like that concept right there. So
right now I'm working on the class, but it's gonna be hands-on with a beginner's course for kind of like a summer camp for kids. So I already got my kits lined up. I got the mannequins, the tripods. I just got to pick a date and see when I'm gonna start.
So do you think that your daughter would actually eventually create her own product?
Yeah, actually she's working towards her edge control and a braiding gel.
I was just talking
So
about.
that's her niche. That's the thing she want to go into now. And I would say this, but she say it's not like that. But I've taught my daughter how to braid when she was a little bitty girl. To me, my daughter's better than me. She the GOAT. I mean, she definitely the GOAT. So I would say, if anybody, if they can't get me, they get Mia. I mean, to me, I learn stuff from Mia. For all the stuff that's trending now. Now she's teaching me.
Come on now, Mia.
She keep me over things.
Come on, Mia.
So she said, Mom, you gotta do this. Mom, you gotta do that. So now she's teaching me. She's 22.
Come on.
So she keep me with all the new trends. That's how I learn. I don't be knowing. She see me the Instagram, so I'm like, Mom, you gotta try this. And I'm like, Mia, I don't think I can do that. She's like, I'm gonna show you. So now she's showing me. So I learned a lot of different techniques from Mia.
Mia said something last time that touched me. She said when you say that it's something that you can't do, whatever, or she look at you like you Superwoman,
Right?
And it hurts her. Man, it hurts her when you not doing a certain thing that she know that you can do.
Right.
So that did something right there.
Right.
And I ain't finna cry.
Sometimes I be like, well, Mia, that stuff takes so long. I don't know if I can do that. She's like, Mom, come on now. You showed me how to do it. You got this. And I go ahead and I try. She said, Mom, I told you. Yeah.
So I was just talking earlier about edge control. I was trying to figure out, do women baby hair ever grow up, or do it just stay baby hair the whole time? And with the edges, I seen somebody else on TikTok, and the edges looked like it was flying. It was like it was coming off their head, and it was like, I don't know. It was very. So I was in the. I had some. I got some extra hold spray. Over there. I wonder, do women still use extra hold spray?
Yeah.
And I got like a case of 24 of them. They like
what kind is it?
They black and gold, whatever the color. It's named TR Trip. I ain't finna say their name because y'all ain't paying me for no sponsorship, so I ain't finna shout y'all name out on this video.
Right.
But I got a case over there. I'll try to I'll bring it to you.
Okay.
So that's interesting as far as with the edge, because it like the edges now be looking like tattoos on their head.
Well, they want to keep the edges laid down, but like you gotta find a good edge control that's gonna last.
So they don't supposed to be raising up.
Well, they had the fluffy baby hairs too now. They got all, they got the fluffy, so they wanted to look like just a curl and just kind of just flare out a little bit.
Okay.
Like, especially when they had little braids and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Cause the boy would look like the flash sign, but then it started to raise up. You can see some like a 2-inch gap between their skin and but the edge was.
I don't No.
Okay, ain't supposed to be like
That
that.
probably was supposed to be like that.
Yeah, y'all did come holler at me on them edges for
Oh, yeah.
real.
We'll let them edges
She got some product for y'all soon too. So how do they find you? And you got a podcast you can be doing yourself too. So we're gonna keep y'all posted on that right there. She got some. We can't release too much information on that.
Coming soon.
It's coming soon. So how do they get in touch with you and with the product? Talk to them. Just talk to them.
Okay, well, right now I'm redoing my Instagram, but you can find me at Glam R US Midfield on Instagram. You also can find me at Glam R US on my Snapchat. I do post on there. I don't have TikTok, which I should, but I don't have TikTok. And I'm also on Facebook.
Okay, she don't have TikTok, but if y'all want to find her or ask her anything on TikTok, I'm gonna post some of this stuff on my TikTok, which is Legal Side Hustle. So go to the Legal Side Hustle TikTok, and I'm gonna have some of this posted.
I just signed up though for TikTok.
Okay, so are you going to? Can they purchase the Glam It Grow online as far as with any of your platforms yet?
Not yet. That's what I need your help for.
Okay, so there's gonna be a link below. So I do have it posted on eBay. So it's gonna be a link below, but we're gonna put it on some more platforms. But right now, eBay is where it's at. But we're gonna actually have it on some more platforms. I know you guys need that Instagram store for real.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna Mia. I know Mia know how to do all that stuff, right?
So Mia actually do if somebody need like their business page redone, Mia's the go-to. That's her side hustle.
Hold on. So she does she do TikTok too for people? Set that up.
Do you do TikTok?
I do have a TikTok.
Do you set that TikTok up? Just more so like business pages, like booking sites.
Okay.
She do those.
Okay. So Mia, what's your information? Go on, give me your info.
My Instagram is braidedgirl.mia.
How you spell that?
BRAIDGER.
Okay, braider girl. Okay.
Dot Mia.
Mia, MIA. So y'all go and follow her if y'all need y'all business pages set up. Is it like a flat rate, or it just depends on after you get through the consultation to find out what?
Yeah, after the consultation.
Because when I say my page was boring, check me out now though.
Check me out now though.
Check me out now.
So y'all go.
Look, time I post my well, my page been posted, but one of my customers, she normally comes like once a month, and she inboxed me. And she said, "Hey, I love your new page." I said, "Oh." I called Mia and said, "Oh yeah, Mia." I said, I got my first like on my page, cause it was so boring.
So Mia, when can I set up a consultation so I can actually use your services?
After you get set up something.
So we're gonna set up something, and I'm gonna walk y'all through the process, and we're gonna walk y'all through the process. I appreciate Glam R US for sponsoring this episode of Legal Side Hustle. So y'all stay tuned for the next episode of Legal Side Hustle. Remember, Legal Side Hustle, legal side hustle. You got options.
Right.
Legal Side Hustle.